Sofie really is my greatest teacher in how to be a more patient, accepting, and loving person. One step at a time.
Oh,
We're making our way down, 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 baby. So we're here at Tirtaganga, which is one of the water palaces of Bali. It's this really beautiful water garden carved out of natural rock, and the mountain spring water spills down into the pool. So we're gonna go for a dip, check it out, snap some pics, and have a good time.
Float around, a million fireflies that never touch the ground. I see your pretty eyes light up as they fly away, heading towards town. I've seen 1,000 suns, too many pretty sights across my way.
Cold and refreshing. We take Sofie to places like this because, well, for one, these are places that I've been to as a little girl, and when I came to Bali, so it's so special to start creating these memories for her, and yeah, why not? I mean, the more places we can take her to, the more diverse experiences we can give her, the better.
A single bed, staring at the ceiling, slowly laying your head. Put it on my shoulder and I close my eyes, praying for this night to never end.
So we're now at Taman Ujung, which is the King's Palace of Amlapura, Karangasem. Traveling with a 16-month-old is, the first word that comes to mind is fun. Everywhere we go, the room is different, you know, some have a bathtub, some don't, so just navigate all sorts of details about how I take care of her every day. And what she eats changes, our sleeping routine. The whole routine thing isn't a really strong anchor in our lives, particularly with a lot of travel, but it's really fun to see how I adapt to parenting a 16-month-old and how Sofie adapts to. There's a whole variety of experiences with a 16-month-old. It's super sweet to see her interacting with all kinds of people. When we go to the airport, she's actually really social. When we get on the plane, she's up and down the aisles now saying hello to people, tapping everyone on their knees and feet while they're sleeping. So she's a super outgoing, gregarious baby. And then there's the flip side to it too also. At times she's just unsettled and overtired, so that means that there are little meltdown moments, and those are some of the greatest teaching moments, because that's when I need to really practice my yoga off the mat, take a moment, take a breath, and just be there and hold space with her, especially when she's feeling unsettled. And I think really it has to do with her being in all these new environments. I mean, we're all adaptable chameleon beings, but there are times when you just want your mama. You just want something familiar and comfortable. And so I do my best to be that anchor for her and just give her space to have a low moment and know that it'll be okay. I feel that traveling with a child is the best gift that we can give her for her life. I'm so grateful that my parents took me around the world from the age of 3 years old, and I feel like it's informed so much about who I am as a person, how I connect with people, how adaptive I can be, and how understanding I am of other cultures and other people and other ways of life. And we're doing the same thing for her right now. I can already see it in her. She's so curious and loving and adventurous and spunky and just really, she embraces everything that comes her way, and I can't wait to see how that continues to unfold as she gets older.
So, day off, recuperation, relaxation, rejuvenation, and here we are, ready to step into week 2. So, more anatomy, more physiology, more in-depth guided tour into yogic philosophy and how that applies to our modern lifestyles. And we are also getting into sequencing this week. So that's where we ask our students to understand what sequencing is about. And what we ask of them is to become artists, to become choreographers of this beautiful movement of asana practice. So it's always interesting because we get to learn a lot about our trainees in this week and their ability to relax, to let go, and to allow themselves to become artists in their own right. And I'm really looking forward to that.
So it's week 2 here in the teacher training with YogaBeyond in Bali and Padangbai, and this week we are seeing a beautiful evolution of our teacher trainees. The first week was all about building foundation, about getting to know each other, and what I've seen this week with the students is now that the introductions are over, they are all fast friends and good friends, and you can see that there's no longer the barriers of what I look like or how I'm going to be perceived or how people are going to see me. They just show up with their guard down and with their heart open, and now we get to see them. They're starting to practice teach every single day, and in their teaching every single day I see them just standing in their power more and more strongly and more courageously, and the knowledge is getting deeper and the philosophy is getting deeper, and they're showing up for these long days, 12, 14-hour days of training, and they are present and they are open and they are so curious about every aspect of the practice, and just to see the rapid growth in their practice and in their teaching has been so inspirational.
Give it up for Gemma, please. All right, where do I go first? What do I direct her into? What pose? Downward facing dog.
This pranayama is intended to balance and equalize the hemispheres of the brain, to activate and balance the left and right energy centers of the body.
A few days ago, we had a really amazing chance to go and visit a temple. I believe it's one of the most sacred places here in Padangbai.
The temple ceremony, I would say it was easily one of the most humbling experiences I've had since coming to Bali. I woke up at 6 a.m. that day and we didn't really know what to expect. We kind of arrived to the shala and there were these beautiful malas waiting for us, and we sat down and we opened our gifts, and I just felt this abundance of love and gratitude.
We are about to be cleansed and purified at a traditional Balinese ceremony that's just for us. We've been coming here for quite a few years, and we have been blessed by the village chief and allowed to have our own cleansing ceremony at a temple with priests who evoke through prayers and through mantras holy water that is then used to individually cleanse us and purify. So we're in for a treat.
We all walked down to the temple in silence together with our offerings, and just actually have this walking meditation, something I haven't done before, but it was really nice to soak in everything that was going on around me and to actually be there with everyone else but not talking to everyone else was really nice, because you're all sharing this experience together and you don't need words.
What I really had my eyes open to that day was just this completely like uninhibited culture of the people who live here, and it's something that can't be conveyed through any kind of photos or even videos. And for me, it was just something that I've never experienced in my life, and I will never take it for granted because it was truly powerful.
The most powerful part of visiting the temple, which I felt, was when we went down into the cave, which again was another really sacred part of Padangbai. And we all did what's called a rolling om. So we om and then everyone oms to their own speed. And I think we ommed about 7 or 8 times, and just the feeling that you get from this is so powerful, and the vibrations that you get, and just the sounds that are going on around you, and hearing everyone. There are no words. It's just an amazing sensation. Yeah, it's incredible. Really, really, really enjoyed that experience.
What about a cat? What about a dog? What about an elephant? What about an owl? What about a frog?
What about a lion?